Well, for 20 years, a show for youth by youth called Gen Y has aired on Shaw TV. Joining us on the couch are two former hosts of Gen Y, Anita Bathe and Suzanne Smith. Welcome.
Thank you.
Or welcome back, I guess I should say.
Right.
Welcome back.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
So Gen Y, a show done by young people for young people. Tell us a bit about it, Suzanne.
Well, the show started when a social service agency called Options identified that there was an opportunity for youth to be heard and to have some of the issues that were important to them tabled. And so a big forum was created, and it was a one-time event, and hundreds of youth came out and they shared what was really important to them. And tons of topics were discussed, but out of that they realized that a program more regularly needed to exist, and that's when local cable came in and partnered and created this show called Generation Y, which is now Gen Y.
Yeah, and you were a reporter, host?
Yeah, I was an original cast member at 15. I auditioned and terrified, joined the team, and it was a really neat opportunity. Yeah, pretty fun.
So neat that it's been around so long. Anita, how has it affected your life? You now work in the industry. What are some of the biggest things you learned from it?
Oh, so many things. I mean, I learned how to come up with questions. I learned how to research topics. Everything I know now about the industry, I learned from Gen Y. And if it wasn't for the show, I wouldn't be working in the broadcasting industry now. The show helped me develop my love for the industry, and that's why I'm here today.
Working at News 1130. And you were telling us in the green room, you have some great stories of bands that you interviewed, huge bands like Our Lady Peace.
Right, Our Lady Peace, Chantal Kraviatsa. At 17, they sent me to a media scrum with the Prime Minister, Jean Chrétien. And
What's that
was
like for you?
Like terrifying. I was like with all these very sophisticated reporters and like my little microphone chasing down the Prime Minister. What an opportunity, and this doesn't happen unless a show like this exists for young people, so it was quite special.
How has it changed over the years? It seemed to remain the same or change a little bit? How has it evolved?
It started off as a half-an-hour-long show, or an hour-long show, was it?
Yeah, hour with live calls.
Yeah, live calls, skits, band interviews, you know, talking about different topics. And then it went into sort of the form where I was in, and it was only 3 minutes. We had 3 minutes every week on Shaw, and now it's gone back to that sort of original format.
Right.
Except now it's that show where you have all these different 3-minute segments talking about topics like bullying and depression, all the way to grad fashion shows. It really covers everything.
Right. How to get a job, how to apply for university, you know, and then the heavy stuff like suicide and, you know, how, you know, peer pressure. And, you know, we talked a lot about bullying in our time because it was a problem then like it is a problem now. And, you know, kids that had, you know, maybe taken their own life because of some severe bullying in their schools. And so there was some heavy stuff, but we also had some light things that were really fun. So, yeah.
That's the cool thing, is you're not only learning about the industry, but you're learning about all these other topics that you may not have experienced.
Absolutely, and I think it, for me, was the start of like my interest in social justice and just, you know, my awareness of other people. I think sometimes teenagers get a little bit tunnel vision, or maybe we as adults say that they do, and this was an opportunity to kind of get outside of yourself and realize that the world is bigger and that this short 5 years of my life or 6 years is not going to last forever, right? So it was kind of neat for that.
What an amazing experience. Do you have a memory, one particular segment that really sticks out, Anita?
Oh, I think for me, honestly, probably interviewing a young woman. She was 16 years old and she had cancer at the time. And she had been fighting it since she was a little girl, and it, you know, she battled it and it came back, and she battled and it came back. And I remember meeting this woman, and I was so impressed by just her zest for life, her love for all things life. And that, for me, I will never forget, because it was sort of the first hard-hitting interview that I had done that really allowed me to look outside of the box, not just think about, you know, my teenage issues at the time. So that was a big one for me.
Perspective, yeah. What about you?
Oh, mine's just silly and superficial. We were a live show at the time, and I was this like lanky 17-year-old, and so we had phone-in callers, and a boy called in and asked me out live on the air, and it was like, oh, I was terrified. I didn't know what to say. Very unsophisticated about it. And
what did you say?
Oh, we'll talk later. Like really uncomfortable. It was quite funny. My co-host really played it up and had fun with it.
Yeah. Well, we have to do a quick shout out to Minnie Gill, who's been with Gen Y since the beginning. Can you chat a bit about her?
Minnie is actually my cousin, so that's how I got into the world of broadcasting in the first place and learned about Gen Y. Minnie has been there since day one, and she is really, I mean, one of the biggest reasons why this show has stayed on the air.
Yes.
And she has provided such an opportunity for youth to have this platform and to do this. Minnie's not paid. She does this all through her volunteer time.
For 20 years.
For 20 years.
Wow. And she's had help too. I mean, Jim Reese has been like instrumental since
we
the
work with
beginning.
here right now,
Exactly. So, and plenty of others at Options Services to Community Society. They've all been instrumental at keeping this together. So it's been wonderful.
Sounds amazing.
Yeah.
I want to work on this.
Well, we already have it. We do this already.
We do this
so,
already.
Yeah,
Sorry,
that's
that's
good.
good. But the show sounds amazing,
Yeah.
and it is still amazing. So.
Yeah.
And tell other kids, because you know it's a wonderful way to get into the industry and get started. So yeah, spread the word. There's still a chance to get involved.
And even for kids who don't just want to go into broadcasting, just if you want to learn about new things, if you want to have fun and try something new, then it's a great opportunity.
Challenge yourself, learn, have some fun. Thanks for sharing your stories and your memories.
Thank you for helping us celebrate.
Thanks for coming back.
If you want to check out Gen Y or you want to join yourself, you can go to their website, and we'll be right back after the break. Thank you. Great.